Dun, dun, dun! Hello, beautiful people. It's me, Robyn Carpenter Briscoe, your favorite spiritual life coach. And it's Saturday, and you know what that means? Illimitable Living Sessions with me. Excuse me. I am really grateful to be here with you today. I'm always grateful to be with you. And today we have kind of I don't know, is it provocative conversation? I don't know, depends on how you look at it. We are going to talk about prayer. Yes. So for those that word triggers some sort of something, hang with me. I promise it won't hurt. It's me. So let's talk about this. Prayer. Do you pray? This is the question. And when you do pray, why are you praying? See, here's one of the things that you have to kind of work your way through when you are looking to shift consciousness, right? So prayer, generally, I started the same way a lot of people. Now I lay me down to sleep. It's interesting that the first prayer, one of the first prayers you ever learn is about dying, which I find fascinating. And also there's the opportunity to bless all the people in your life that you love. So I used to love to pray as a child and did for a really long time until I started to feel like socially awkward about prayer. I'm not really sure when it happened. I can't really say anything about when I stopped actively praying just as a regular daily experience. Because I've always prayed. However, a lot of the prayer became requests, right? Do you ever see Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey when he becomes, God says, okay, fine, you be God and get all the stuff. And he says yes to everybody because there were so many requests and so many messages that he just couldn't handle it. So he just said, reply all. And everybody in the world won the lottery. So you only ended up winning 52 cents and all of the like it was actually chaos, right? So it's interesting because and then he found out that his girlfriend prays for him every night, and he started paying attention to things in ways he never ever did before. That could be a whole other topic. Today's topic is prayer, right? So the whole point that I was making is that that is the experience that many people have around prayer is asking for help from outside of ourselves in a way that suggests we are not already one with the divine. So stick with me. We are all one with source energy at all times. We are divine emanations of source energy. So if there's this one and it's having a conscious experience as you, it is still itself. It is simply having the experience of life as you. So but it never ceases being itself. No, this is esoteric. I feel like I need, some sort of graphic to explain it a little less, big. So if we are thinking of it if we're thinking about prayer from that standpoint, right? If we're thinking about the idea that all beings are source energy as themselves, and so that means there's not like a please, oh please, because you're already connected. So it's really more like sourcing the answers from within, and also kind of like this higher level self, right? The connection, though, is through you, not outside of you. So that's where like your chakras come in. Okay. That's that if your chakras are aligned and a full connected channel to higher level chakras that are outside of your outside of your body, in higher and higher levels of connection to source energy. So when you are this divine channel, when you are fully and completely locked and loaded and in, right? No blocks, then you're good. When you have like issues of some sort, there's like a block or there's a misalignment, and so things aren't kind of traveling like this down your body, so this is why we work on aligning our chakras, and this is why we work on, once we're here, now we're talking speaking our truth, knowing we know it, okay? Connecting it to divine source at all times. So when you're doing 5th, 6th, 7th chakra kind of stuff, this is where, and it's emanating from 4th chakra, right? Prayer central, your heart center, okay, where loving kindness for self and others resides. So when we're talking about prayer, instead of us talking about it from a pleading and humbling self, with the idea that we are not worthy of receiving, but we're asking anyway. Okay? This is not the place that we're talking about. We're talking about it in what's called affirmative prayer. So for those that don't know me or haven't heard me talk about it before, I am in the process of getting my spiritual practitioner's license. Almost sneezed. So I'm in the process of getting my spiritual practitioner's license through Heart and Soul Center of Light in Oakland. Prac Squad. So we are continually referring back to this book. Can you see the text? Can you see? It's kind of bright. This is The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. It is referred to as the textbook. It is where we learn about a different kind of prayer called spiritual mind treatment or mental treatment. Effective mental treatment is propelled by a consciousness of love and a realization that creative spirit is always at work. The practitioner, that would be me, the one doing the prayer, does not feel that they must compel the force to work. It is the nature of the creative power to take form, and it is the nature of man to use it. So the whole deal is the creative power, okay, source energy is always available to us to use it however is necessary. This is why I'm continually saying to you, you are illimitable. And I'm continually expressing to you to create a life that rocks because you can. There is a creative law of the universe that says if you are having the idea of something, of a want, need, desire, right? If you are having an idea of something, that means it already exists in consciousness. And even if it is not in your experienced reality right now, does not mean it is not available to you. I know this is heady stuff. So at all times, we have the ability to essentially plug in, turn on, open the door to this creative power and receive from it whatever it is that we are needing to receive for whatever reason that we are saying that it is needed. What it does, when this is an actual formula, that's why it's called a treatment versus something else. And the point of it is to work your way through all of the things to plug directly into source energy. And what happens is often when we think about it, when you sit down to have in prayer, right? I'm going to speak from the I and welcome those who recognize themselves in this description to, come along with me. So here I am. I'm like, I got to pray. I need to pray. Okay. So I'm sitting down and I'm putting myself in the position of being ready to pray. And then I have something really heavy on my heart that I really want help with, and also have a lot of other thoughts in my head. So there I am, right? Sitting, ready to pray, sitting down, thinking, okay, I'm ready. Divine source energy of all things. This is what's going on. I have this need. This is freaking me out. I'm freaking out. So then the things start happening, right? In your head. Help me, something outside of myself. Fix this thing out to over here. I don't know what to do. I don't know what, help me, right? So the thing to remember at this point is you already have everything you need. And what's going on, instead of seeing that, you're seeing everything you think you don't have, right? So the point of spiritual mind treatment is to help you, or affirmative prayer is to help you see what you do have, help you expand on the understanding that you are connected to the creative force of the universe, the all things. So there is nothing you don't actually have because you were one with that source, right? So if you were one with that source, that whole idea of please, oh, please help me get the thing that's unnecessary. It's more that you're thinking erroneously that that it's not already possible, that it doesn't somehow already belong to you. If there's something that you require, then whatever that is, that thing that you require, that thing already belongs to you. So instead of please, oh, please, can I have it? It's like, holy moly, I'm so grateful for it. I know, being one with source, that all things that are required for my life will be provided for me because I'm one with the source of all things anyway. So there's nothing that is required within that. All things are one with divine energy. So that all things are already good. We simply forget. And then so instead of reminding ourselves of this, we get caught up in reminding ourselves and pleading for things that actually already belong to us. It's kind of, I know, it seems very esoteric and a little like, I don't know about that. At the same time, stay with me at the idea of this. So I want you to think about this. Instead of daily getting up and feeling bad about your life and about the things that you don't have and praying for those things, consider what it feels like when you're always focusing on not having, and you're always focusing on the idea that something outside of yourself needs to provide the things that you need. Consider what it might feel like if every day when you got up, you spent time daily focusing on the fact that you are one with source energy, that all things are possible through divine law, that there is this creative force that you are in tuned and attuned with, and it is available to you at all times. That when you don't know what to do, all you need to do is open yourself to divine guidance, and this higher level self has the wisdom that you require. How do you think that would feel? Wouldn't that feel a lot more supportive and affirming and loving than help me please, oh please? If the sole thing that you spend your time focusing on is the goodness that you are and the goodness that life is, and then understanding that all answers are part of your DNA, and you simply need to open yourself up to receive those answers in your consciousness. Doesn't that feel so much better? When I finally understood this, I was like, this is like way better This is way better. Yes. Sign me up for this. Teach me how to do it. I took all the classes. I'm still, you know what the best thing about learning is? No matter what you learn about, there's always more to learn about that thing. So we just spent a whole class, a whole semester with a book on spiritual mind treatment by a man named Reverend Aman, who is amazing. Every week I learned another thing that I thought that I knew, that I then realized there was so much more to learn. So let's think about this. We want to put yourself together in a way that you can get centered on that energy, right? And that is the beauty of where stones and crystals can come in. Knew I was going to get there. So when this is an unusual experience for you, when you're used to the idea of please, oh please, and now you want to shift your understanding and experience to I am one with divine source energy, and I know that all things are possible through the source of all things. When you are ready for that and you want to keep getting connected to that, then you can use a stone or crystal to like bring you back in there, like whoop, oh yeah, right. Oh, right. So there are two that, one that comes to mind immediately, which is selenite. And I'm certain I've spoken about this before. This is my favorite piece. This is my selenite unicorn horn. Do, 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 do. But today's stone is actually scolecite. Can you see that? So I'm pretty sure I talked about this last week, but I really want you to get this stone is just the way that is going to like bring you in, get you can just remembering. So let's do this. Scolecite, my life flows easily with grace. The energy of healing, love, and well-being flows through me. This scolecite allows for receiving and processing divine inspiration. Excuse me. It is 5th, 6th, and 7th chakras. It is beneficial for guiding your higher consciousness to be a divine channel of divine love. Use with conscious intent to conduct the incoming and outgoing wisdom, vibrations, and communication from your higher self. Now do you understand why this is my I have a client that calls this my channel. She's like, this is my stone that helps me connect to my sense of self as a channel. She's specifically speaking about the fact that I do these kinds of prayers as a service with clients. I call them spiritual IV sessions. So they're spiritual illimitable vision sessions, because we are always focusing on the understanding that we are illimitable. But it really is exactly the way it sounds, a spiritual IV. So an IV is something that goes right into your vein here, wherever in your groin, however they get that IV in, right? To pump your system right into your bloodstream with things that are going to be beneficial for your body, either fluids or nutrients or medicine, right? So a spiritual IV it kind of goes right into that core of spiritual self and gives you the boost that you need to remind you again of the you that you are, the divine emanation of source energy that you are, and all the things that you are here to do, be, and have in your life. So these sessions are intended to, give you that like jolt. So it's a subscription, and you do it twice a week, every week. And either we do it live, or if schedules get weird for some reason, you tell me what's going on and I record one and send it to you. Like, there's any number of configurations of how it ends up working with clients. The deal is it works, and they make sure to remind me, send me those prayers. I need the thing. This is the stuff. And they are wonderful. I love doing this. This is my favorite stuff. It's like I get to sit there and tell everybody how magnificent they are all the time. Yes, sign me up again and again and again. I love it. So scolecite is the stone that I'm using, that I am getting, and this is a meditation stone. It's a fantastic meditation stone. It is what I'm using to drop in when I need to get to that place of spiritual consciousness in my knowing everything that I know. Yes, in that wisdom of higher self. Being the me that I am in a way that is the most expansive. Yes? So that I am this channel for being able to see that for someone else. That is my responsibility, simply to be the mirror, right? To reflect what I see of this other person. I'm telling you about my experience of your fantasticness. Doesn't that sound like fun? Doesn't that sound like something you want all the time? Like someone going, oh my God, I have to tell you, you are so amazing. I am thinking about how amazing you are all the time. And I just want to tell you all the things. Isn't that something you want to experience? Just the reflection of what that feels like. Mm-hmm. Spiritual IV sessions. So anyway, the last thing I want to leave you with scolecite about why this is probably a stone for you, if you are ready for it, to really dive into the blessing and gift that affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment can be for you. Think about this. Use this stone to awaken your spiritual consciousness. Can you see it? Scolecite. If you're ready for this awakened sense of self, this is probably the stone for you. And doing this prayer in this way literally can change, as the title of this session was, prayer changes everything. When you are getting in this understanding, tapping in to that creative force available, and using it to help fuel your illimitable you are really ready to create a life that rocks. I love you. Make sure you subscribe. I'm grateful that you were here with me today. This is a wonderful, wonderful gift of time that I get to spend with you. Be well, my friends. I'll see you next week. Bye. I love you.